for the Arkansas Razorbacks here in the capital city of Little Rock. An absolutely gorgeous day. A capacity crowd of 55,000 on hand to see if Arkansas can snap their 15-game SEC losing streak. They have been oh so close their past two SEC contests. They stand at 3-3 overall. Georgia, 10th ranked team in the country, coming in here with a 5-1 record, and here come the Razorbacks. The visiting Bulldogs, without their star running back Todd Gurley, make their first trip ever into Little Rock to take on Arkansas. The Dogs and the Hogs, the two best running teams in the Southeastern Conference, going toe-to-toe. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is the Heisman Trophy winner, Andre Ware. And Andre, we just talked about it. This team is 3-3, 0-3 in the league. They've lost 15 straight in the conference. But yet people around this part, and really around the country, think Arkansas is much better. Why do you say that?
Yeah, I'm one of those. And you turn the film on, it's better personnel, it's more experience. 2 years, the second year in a system now. And then you go back to what Brett Bielema had just talked to Laura about. Close against Texas A&M, close against a solid Alabama team, and last week against Alabama, holding Alabama to just 66 yards rushing for that game was outstanding. So they've gotten better in all facets.
Well, this is a team that's improved their scoring almost 20 points per game, and part of the reason, Andre, is the fact that they have two of the most talented running backs in the country, and it's hard to believe a team scores this many points, almost 40 a game with a running game, but it's because they're two talented players, Williams and Collins.
Yeah, and they feed from one another. Jonathan Williams says that he wouldn't be the player he is now without Alex Collins, and Collins says the same thing about Jonathan Williams. They feed off one another. Collins is kind of the everything back. You can throw it to him out of the backfield. He's good between the tackles, and he can hit the home run. Jonathan Williams is a pounder, an NFL kind of back that can get vertical, get down the field, and just punishes you all game long.
Speaking of running backs and punishing, Georgia goes to Missouri last week and shuts out the Tigers on the road. They do it without Todd Gurley, who's not here again for the second consecutive week, as that investigation by the University of Georgia is ongoing. It's a day-to-day situation. We'll know more on that next week. But meanwhile, let's talk about the guy that is here. His name's Nick Chubb, and boy, what a job he did. 38 carries against the Tigers.
Yeah, and I don't know if Georgia can live that way, progressively going down or going through the remainder of their schedule, but Nick Chubb he's proven he can carry the load a lot, but when you ask that of a running back in the SEC, it's a bit much. He'll have some help today from others. J.J. Green moving over from defensive back, going to swing in and give him some time, some rest at running back, along with Brendan Douglas, who's a serviceable back as well. He can hit it in between the tackles, and then the quarterback's going to be a story in this game.
Yeah, you say with these teams that we focus on the dominating running attack, but these two guys right here are going to have to make some plays.
Yeah, Hudson Mason, Brandon Allen. I think when you have teams that are equal in talent, at some point the quarterback's going to make the difference. And whether it's Hudson Mason, who's got a lot of weapons around him, and Brendan Allen, who's got one of the top tight ends, in my opinion, in the country, and Hunter Henry, one of these two, the game's going to come down to these two players making plays when their teams need it.
Arkansas fans, Corliss Marshall has been suspended for this game. Late word just came in moments ago. Violation of team rules. We know he's not here. That means Hawkins and Hatcher back to return this kick. It'll be a touchback as Hatcher makes the catch a few yards deep in that end zone. But certainly that is a big minus for Arkansas, as Marshall was second in the SEC and 7th in the country in kickoff returns. Well, here comes the man who will trigger this Arkansas offense, Brandon Allen from Fayetteville, Arkansas, completing passes to the tune of almost 58% and threw it 40 times last week.
Yeah, he is healthy. Last year he played the majority of the season with a shoulder injury. Really couldn't drive the ball down the field, but boy, has he turned the corner this year.
Here's the toss near side. Jonathan Williams out over the 30 to the 32, a gain of 7, a good start for Arkansas, and that'll give us an opportunity to look at the impact players on this side of the ball.
Yeah, for Arkansas, big Denver Kirkland, just a true sophomore, but really has turned the corner as a player. And as I mentioned, Hunter Henry, one of the better tight ends in the entire country. Two outstanding pass rushers, Dave, and Leonard Floyd and Jordan Jenkins. But today, they are going to be asked to sit in and defend against the run. That's going to be a story that we follow all game long.
Arkansas scoring 39 points a game. 278 yards they average on the ground. Picked up 7 on that first carry. Here goes Williams trying to kick it to the outside, being chased down. Breaks one tackle and gets to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 as Herrera runs him down.
Nice job by the Dogs defensively, stringing out Jonathan Williams. When you don't allow a downhill runner like Williams is to get vertical, get his shoulder pads turned towards the line of scrimmage, that is a small win defensively.
Arkansas has been really good on 1st down, which translates into a good 3rd down conversion percentage. They are in the top 15 in the country, almost 50%. Collins checks in at running back. Hunter Henry, the tight end, splits out wide. He stands on the 3 on the far side. Allen going to have to make a play. Falls forward. Did he get there? They're going to say yes.
Going to be close. Very close to a 1st down here. And they're going to say yes, he's going to get there. But whether you make the plays through the air or if you have to use your legs, Brandon Allen here just laying out for his team. And you see just how important this game is for Brandon Allen and the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Georgia's defense 2nd in the conference in rushing yards allowed at 101 per game. That's Keon Hatcher, number 4, across the formation. Looks like Georgia coming on a run blitz. That handoff goes to Alex Collins. He'll pick up 3. Now, Alex Collins last week, Andre, really tough game. Got suspended in the 1st quarter. Missed a couple of weight training sessions. Carried it 6 times. Dropped it on the ground one of those times. How do you get him back to his confidence level that he needs to play at?
Feed him the football. I mean, it's just like a quarterback when he throws a pick 6. You know, you don't shut him down and stop throwing the football. You basically give it to him more. Give him more pass plays. I turn around, I give it and feed it to Alex Collins. Let him build his confidence back. Let him build the trust back with his teammates and that big offensive line of Arkansas.
Boy, Georgia had 8 up on the line of scrimmage. They'll hand it off to Collins again. Look at him driving the pile.
Wow.
Got it close to the 45. That may be just about a half a yard shy of the line to make. That's a gain of 6.
Watch this. Watch Big Denver Kirkland and their turn a defender from Thornton. Mike Thornton, they're arguably their best run stopper, or one of them. This turns him inside. That creates a nice little alley for Alex Collins to squeeze through. Well, I like watching Big 55 from Arkansas work on the offensive line.
Making his 15th straight start. 3rd down and about a foot. Here goes Williams off the right side. He'll have the 1st down to the 47-yard line. They'll move the chains as Arkansas moves it closer to midfield.
As you know me, you know I'm not a fan of turning around, giving it to a back 7 yards deep in the backfield and allow for penetration. And it almost got there in the form of Ramik Wilson, an outstanding linebacker for Georgia. But they were able to pick it up there. Short yardage like that, just let Brandon Allen quarterback sneak it.
Couple of tight ends. See that a lot today from Arkansas. They got good ones in A.J. Derby and Hunter Henry. On 1st down and 10. Allen to throw. Pass caught at the Georgia 36-yard line. Cody Hollister, the sophomore, with his 8th catch of the year. Damian Swan in coverage, a gain of 17.
Yeah, he got Cody Hollister in man-to-man coverage because of the formation. Georgia's pinned inside. One-on-one at the top of the formation. And look at that, driving the ball down the field. We said Brandon Allen or Hudson Mason going to have to make a couple of plays in the passing game in order for one of their teams to win. Right now, it's the advantage Arkansas with Brandon Allen.
1st down and 10. Drive started back at the 25-yard line. Williams off the right side. Still moving.
You talk about a hungry bunch today. And because, Dave, of the success of that last pass play, you can run draw plays because now the linebackers can't just come up and run support. Brandon Allen drops back, makes it look like pass. It freezes him for just a second. And then he's able to hand it off underneath to Jonathan Williams and pick up a nice gain on first down.
Again, good down and distance for offensive coordinator Jim Chaney. Alex Collins in the game on 2nd down and 5. Little toss to Collins off the right side. He'll have the first down. Well, that is just old school power football. Gain of 6.
Well, watch the motion with Keon Hatcher. He's going to come back in, and then he kicks down inside on the defensive end, Floyd. That creates the void for Williams, or excuse me, Collins to get through to pick up the first down.
What an opening.
I mean, an outstanding block coming from outside in by Keon Hatcher.
This is the 10th play of this drive. Little play fake. Allen flushed again out of the pocket. He'll fall down to the 21-yard line. He'll pick up 4.5 from Ramik Wilson, the senior from Tampa, with his 43rd tackle of the year, second best numbers on the team.
When you mentioned it earlier, Dave, the success on first down by this Razorback team. It seems like they're living in 2nd down and medium. And that gives you a lot of options as a play caller. Jim Chaney, the offensive coordinator. You can do a lot of things when you're in 2nd and medium. Run the football, play action, take a shot.
Arkansas has had 10 scoring drives this year of 10-plus plays. This is play number 11. There goes Williams down to the 10-yard line. He picks up 11.
I wondered if Georgia could withstand this pace by Arkansas in terms of running the football downhill with all these big heavies and a physical runner like Williams and Collins coming right at you, right down the middle of that defense. They're not big in terms of the front 7 of Georgia. Can they hang in?
Here goes Williams, breaks the tackle to the 5, driving his feet down to the 2. Give him 8.
Watch all the pulling going on. Big Kirkland pulling out in front. Good edge blocks by the receivers on the outside. This is a nice drive by Jim Chaney and this Arkansas offense knocking on the door already.
2nd and goal. Toss sweep. Collins, touchdown, Arkansas.
Well, they go to the left side. Nice job by Mitch Smothers, the center, kicking out, moving people in the trenches, and that allowed for basically Alex Collins to walk into the end zone.
The 7th rushing touchdown of the year by Alex Collins. That is an in-your-face drive to open this one up. 13 plays, 75 yards. John Henson, point after is blocked. Loose football on the turf.
Well, this is all too familiar if you're an Arkansas Razorback fan.
That's exactly what happened last week, and they lose to Alabama 14-13. Ray Drew got the block for Georgia.
You get there, you score, you have an outstanding drive as an offensive line. You have to finish on field goal and extra points. And there, Denver Kirkland let his guard down a little bit, and Ray Drew took advantage.
Isaiah McKenzie back to return the Adam McFain kick. It'll be Georgia's turn. See what they have on offense. That was an impressive opening drive. Let's not lose sight of that. 13 plays, 75 yards, almost 8 minutes off the clock.
Only one pass play, a completion for 17 yards.
Here's the freshman McKenzie just outside the 5-yard line. He will fall forward out to the 26-yard line. Thank you, Dar. We'll check in with you throughout the afternoon. Georgia on offense behind Hudson Mason. They will throw it on first down, far side. Pass is caught. Chris Conley with a reception inside the 30-yard line. Got past Gaines on that sideline, and what a start for the Dogs.
Who says Hudson Mason can't push the ball down the field? Watch the play action. You're just going to get Conley at the top. Little hint, and then he gets vertical again. Watch right there. Nice escape, and keeps his position inbounds right on time with the football was Hudson Mason.
48-yard pickup. First down and 10 just outside the 25. They'll fake it to Chubb. Down the middle. Pass is caught. Michael Bennett with the reception. His 20th of the year, and Georgia's in business. First and goal after the 19-yard pickup.
And they've got their foot on the gas. I mean, right back to the line of scrimmage.
Chubb, the single setback, 7 yards deep. He will get the handoff off the right side. Inside the 5, down to the 3. A 4-yard gain as Georgia drives right into their faithful fans on this end of the field at War Memorial.
Yeah, Dave, Mike Bobo has been waiting on Hudson Mason to do just this in this drive. He does it in practice all the time. Coaching staff has been waiting for him to take it from the practice field to game day, and it's showing up today.
Second and goal. Chubb working the left side, kicks it back inside. Did he get in? He'll be just shy. Inside the 1.
What an answer to Arkansas's drive. Methodically moving it down the field. Arkansas, Georgia with big plays.
Quarterback sneak. Mason. Did he get in? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Georgia. His 4th rushing TD. And how about that drive?
How about Hudson Mason? Chris Conley, last year's leading receiver with 45 catches. Over 650 yards, but then Hudson Mason started the drive. Well, it's just about fitting that he finishes the drive. And Georgia can take the lead right here.
Marshall Morgan out of the hold of Adam Erickson. That kick.
Anticipates throws as well as anybody I've watched all season long.
Morgan, little onside kick from Georgia, recovered by Arkansas. DeAndre Coley comes up with it, and the Hogs will have it inside the 50-yard line.
Boy, that's a big play by Coley, as it gives Arkansas excellent field position to come back and answer Georgia's drive. That's a risk on the part of Mark Richt, but it took a bounce, goes right into Coley's hands. Presence in mind to just fall on it. Don't try to make anything happen where you come back and the ball comes loose or someone strips it.
You hit it. That play looks so simple, and just it's always easy to say, just catch it.
Yeah.
But how many times have we seen the guy not catch it?
Tens of thousands watching, it becomes a tough play to make.
So first down and 10 from the Georgia 45. Play fake. Allen. Here comes pressure. He is walloped. Ball is loose. Arkansas has it. I think Hunter Henry fell on it. The big hit came from Damian Swan. A loss of 10.
Yeah, Swan, they just moved back to safety. And he plays with such good instincts. It was a natural move. They had him at corner, remember, against Vanderbilt a couple of weeks ago. He's not a fast player, but he's just the right size, just enough speed to play safety. And those instincts right there, not to just tackle Brandon Allen, but to try to poke the football out. It comes out, just unable to come up with it. Boy, that is an outstanding play by Swan.
16th sack of the year by Georgia, but only the 6th sack allowed by Arkansas. Jonathan Williams, your tailback. Second down and 20. Throw it again. Here's the pressure. Floyd. They'll say that Allen is down, but Leonard Floyd with his 5th sack, that's a loss of 13.
Boy, you got to keep an eye on Allen. I think he fell right on that right shoulder. They gave him problems all of last season. Floyd, we mentioned it, outstanding pass rusher. And watch him here drive Allen down into the turf. I think it's actually the left shoulder. But slow to get up is Brandon Allen.
You mentioned he played in pain last
all
year.
Season long.
He missed a couple of games, fought through it, came back, and it was shoulder issues.
I thought it was the left shoulder. It's actually the right one that Floyd drove into the turf. And that's a younger brother, Austin Allen.
Redshirt freshman.
2012 Arkansas Gatorade Player of the Year. Won state titles, back-to-back 7A state titles here in Arkansas, and was the MVP of both those games.
Boy, Texas A&M is certainly reeling right now, but the guy that's also reeling is Brandon Allen, the quarterback for Arkansas. Sacked a moment ago, fell on that shoulder. The training staff keeping an eye on him, and he's trying to stay loose. Meanwhile, his brother Austin is in the game.
It's just unfortunate because you mentioned it. We talked about it. Brandon Allen played in pain the entire season last year with that shoulder bothering him, and he was finally healthy, and you could see it. See the way in his play this year, body language was a little bit different.
3rd down and 33 after back-to-back sacks. They will hand it off to Jonathan Williams. Flags come flying in at the 30.
He's going to have a hole on Bray Cook, the right tackle. This one's going to come back, and that outstanding field position that Arkansas had has gone by the wayside.
I think Georgia will end up declining this. It'll still be 4th down and forever.
Holding, offense number 74. The penalty is declined. 4th down.
Boy.
Andre, let me ask you this. They come out in this possession and they throw it twice, or try to throw it twice, after they ran it 12 times on that first drive for a touchdown.
I totally 100% agree with the play call on 1st down by Jim Chaney. You have outstanding field position. The momentum was swinging. You can actually garner it even more if you hit the big play. You just have to protect a little bit better. That's a time, plus territory, good field position to take the shot.
Sam Irwin Hill will punt it away. Isaiah McKenzie telling everybody to get out of the way, and they do so, and this is not a great punt. It'll trickle inside the 30 and be down around the 27-yard line. A 31-yard punt for a guy averaging over 41 per punt. Georgia has the football, and they're up by 1. Georgia with the football. Couple of tight ends. Nick Chubb in at running back. They'll move the pocket to the right side. Mason trying to throw it. He's going to just get it out of bounds. Nobody was open. Pressure came. There he is, 5 on. The first man there to force Mason to throw it away early. By the way, the clock has had some issues here in the opening quarter, so they are keeping it down on the field. We were just inside, right around the 3-minute mark. I'm not sure where it is at this moment, but and now we'll stop the clock. Well, Matt,
there are 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
That is Matt Moore, our referee, and he said just shut the clock off because it was running. They actually got it up to 3:10, so the clock is correct now. Let's see if it operates.
One of the best in the SEC right there, Matt Moore.
Quavon Hicks is your fullback. Turns around and tells Nick Chubb he needs to run to the left. Chubb breaks 2 tackles. Nick Chubb to the 46-yard line. That'll be a Georgia first down. 18 yards, a couple of missed tackles.
Well, what a block by Quavon Hicks, the fullback. An outstanding player who came to Georgia as a defensive lineman. They moved him to fullback, and he has become a grown man at that position.
Georgia going hurry up again on 1st down and 10. They'll fake it to Chubb. Mason, he'll be throttled back at the 45. That'll be a loss of a yard, maybe 2. Braylon Mitchell will get the sack.
Yeah, he's finally settled in at the Sam linebacker position after moving back and forth from Will to Sam, and he's able to get after Hudson Mason there.
Mitchell from just across the river in North Little Rock, coming back home, the senior. His final game inside War Memorial. Mason going up top again, has a man. Oh, just overthrew Reggie Davis.
And
it was there.
That's hard to do because Reggie Davis arguably is the team's best deep ball threat. And they're just taking advantage of that side of the field. Just here and the play fake in this area. Watch Hudson Mason go to work with the eyes. Moves the safety, holds him, just a nice little hint, and he has everything he wants with Davis, just about a yard and a half too long.
So now you're looking at 3rd and 11.
This is where Arkansas needs to get off the field, Dave. Unlike what he is seeing, play clock's a little bit running low. And
Georgia leading by a point, getting late in the first quarter. Each team scored on their opening possession, but Arkansas had their point after block. Georgia at the 46, looking at a 3rd and 11.
There's usually a catch before the first down marker and a run to it.
Over the middle, Conley. Flag is down. First down for Georgia. If it sticks, he's inside the 30. Josh Williams drags him down. That's a gain of 28, but that may be coming back. Let's just wait and see.
There may be an offsides here against Arkansas. So I think it's going to stand.
Offside. Defense number 96. The penalty is declined. First down.
Carl Ressler jumps off sides.
Oh, and there's been chunk yards in the passing game and a little bit of Nick Chubb mixed in for Georgia.
Quick hitter again to Conley. He's inside the 15, down to the 14. Jared Collins brings him down. That's 14 more yards. And Hudson Mason looking like in this Georgia offense, looking like it did a year ago under Aaron Murray.
You just count bodies. It's go where they aren't. Arkansas has 7 inside defending the run and only 4 in coverage against a 3-wide formation. So now you know what the coverage is. It's pick the side you like the most with Hudson Mason. And I talked about his accuracy. He's picking them apart.
Conley, 3 catches, 88 yards in the first quarter. Now Chubb, nowhere to go. He is dropped immediately by Martrell Spate. The senior out of Little Rock, a loss of 3.
Yeah, and the reason for the success, watch the bodies inside. Right there, 6, a 7th body shows up. Spade is out there, all unaccounted for. So the bodies match up for Arkansas there. Georgia goes right back to the gun. And they're going to let Hudson Mason sort it out.
Spate averaging 8.8 tackles per game, 4th best number in the league.
Actually calling for a draw play right here with just the 6 inside.
They'll fake it. Mason dropped outside the 20 at the 22-yard line. A loss of 4.
Well, I thought
Andre Tolliver came up with the big play.
I thought for a fact, Dave, that he was going to hand it off to Chubb. They had it blocked up.
3rd down coming up for the Dogs. They're looking at 17 yards to make. Pressure again getting to Georgia. Mason goes down. He will pick up a couple of yards, but Carl Ressler will bring him down. And Georgia will bring in their field goal unit.
Hudson Mason's lucky to hold on to the ball. Watch number 94 come into your screen, Tywan Johnson, and he hits him right on the side where that ball is. And he does a nice job of covering it up just as it's coming free.
Marshall Morgan, 7 out of 9. This is from 37 yards. His long this year's 47. Good clean snap. Kick is on the way, and it will split the uprights. Marshall Morgan, who had a streak of 20 straight made field goals. The Georgia record, had it snapped against South Carolina, but splits the uprights on that one, giving the Dogs a 4-point advantage. We will step aside. Second quarter football. You know, this is a team, Georgia had to step it up. They tried the onside kick, and Arkansas got the ball at the Georgia 45-yard line.
I don't think there'll be any more onside kicks unless they need it late in the ball game, as they dodged one there. missed a block, which allowed the Swan sack. Otherwise, Allen was getting ready to go up top.
Once again, no Corliss Marshall for Arkansas today. Suspended for violation of team rules. That's all we got right before kickoff. So Keon Hatcher and Eric Hawkins back to return. This one will be Eric Hawkins, and he'll take a knee. So with that, let's go down to the sidelines and visit once again with Laura Rutledge. Hey, Laura.
Well, hey, Dave, and something to keep an eye on, Arkansas quarterback Brandon Allen. We saw him take that big hit on his left shoulder, but when he came off onto the sideline, they were actually working on his right shoulder. Of course, he's had some injury on that right shoulder. They had him throw a few passes on the sideline. He said he was okay to go back out there, so we'll see how he does on this drive.
So his younger brother Austin back with the headsets on. And there's their dad, Bobby Allen, who was a 17-year veteran of this Arkansas staff, actually was a defensive coordinator. Now he's director of high school and NFL relations. They will hand it off to Jonathan Williams off the right side. He is close to the 30-yard line. Ramik Wilson with his 4th stop today.
Going back to where the bread was buttered early in this game, Williams got it started. Alex Collins got him into the end zone, but behind the right side, big Bray Cook, the right tackle, Denver Kirkland. Just get back to that second and medium.
Williams with 8 carries, 50 yards this afternoon. Clock is working again. 13:50 and moving here in the second quarter. Little corner blitz by Swan.
Boy, well timed.
Loose football on the ground. Still loose. Georgia will try to fall. They couldn't come up with it. Arkansas is going to retain possession. Are you kidding me? That ball moved from the hash mark to out in front of Brett Bielema at the 38-yard line.
Don't understand why Hunter Henry, who had his hands on the ball and all he had to do was fall on it, would have had it way earlier. But he tried to pick it up and run with it. Ball comes out, and you'll watch 84 right here. Just fall on it. Is Georgia. 3 players around it. Swan is there, who forced the fumble to begin with, unable to come up with a recovery, and Arkansas is going to have it 3rd down and about 6 or so again.
Well, they're going to move it back to where the fumble occurred.
9-yard line.
Since the ball was fumbled forward by the offensive team, they brought it back to the 29-yard line. So now you're looking at a 3rd down and 6.
Out of their comfort zone right here when you know that Arkansas has to throw the ball to pick up the 1st down. You have them one-on-one coverage at the bottom.
Alex Collins back in the game. Georgia bringing some heat. What a catch by A.J. Derby. The former quarterback turned tight end. Had a touchdown reception last week against Alabama, stepping up big time again.
Well, and he was a backup quarterback a year ago. Well, look at this catch. How about the athletic ability of A.J. Derby, stretching out, senior from Iowa City High School.
A gain of 14 yards. Boy, he has been a good find when they moved him to tight end after last season.
Oh, they're living in that corner blitz.
This time, Collins picks up Swan, and they'll throw it. It'll be incomplete. No flag.
Boy, that's close. Like Herrera may have hit Hunter Henry a little bit early. Ball's kind of in the air. Watch Herrera right here with the bump. It's going over his head, but I don't know that you can just tee off on a guy and he's the intended receiver.
Arkansas quickly to the line. 2nd down and 10. 12:32 to go second quarter. Little draw to Collins. Right into the heart of that Georgia front. No gain. Ramik Wilson, the first man there.
It's time for a little max protection. Get the fastest receiver out on the edge, one-on-one. Because Georgia defensively, corner blitz, Linebackers are coming. You need to figure out a way to block that up and then get your fastest receiver one-on-one on the outside. And that's Demetrius Wilson, number 85. Junior college transfer from Glendale Community College. There he is right there. Figure out a way to get him one-on-one. And Georgia, where they hurt the most, is in the secondary. You got to max protect, and in this formation, you're not doing it. Here's 4 wides.
They have blitzed Damian Swann 3 straight times off the edge. Number 5 for Georgia. Swann lining up over the slot on the near side. He'll go back in coverage. Allen to throw over the head of his intended receiver, and now it's 4th down.
They try to go to Wilson there, and man coverage working against Dominic Sanders, one of those true freshmen, getting a lot of time on the back end for Georgia, and he's going to be a good one.
Isaiah McKenzie back to return the punt from Sam Irwin-Hill, but you got to be careful with Sam. He had a 51-yard fake punt for a touchdown against Texas A&M. And
timeout.
Georgia wants a timeout.
Georgia, 2nd timeout of the half.
So with the timeout, we will step aside. Georgia leading it by 4 here in the 2nd quarter.
You go down, and they have Michelle healthy, Gurley, Marshall, Douglas, Chubb. I don't know that anybody could boast of a better 5 than Georgia had when they were all in tow.
McKenzie with a fair catch on a relatively short kick again. This one 34 yards.
Maybe Alabama comes close.
Irwin-Hill. And when you look at the top running backs that Georgia could throw out there, Gurley and Sony Michel not here, and Keith Marshall, he's still hurt. He was hurt last year, hurt now. So Brendan Douglas is your number 2 tailback, and then right after him is J.J. Green, who was a 2nd leading rusher last year, but moved to the secondary, and just 10 days ago, he didn't start practicing on offense. J.J. now is an offensive player.
Amazing. He gives a good change of pace, some good quickness getting through the hole.
Boy, Chubb gets it out to the 30. Looked like he broke the wrong way. The hole might have been on the inside, but he took it outside. Still picked up 6. Josh Williams with the stop.
We talked to Mike Bobo this week about Nick Chubb and talked a little bit about Todd Gurley, and I asked him who's more highly recruited, Gurley or Chubb? And definitely Chubb, because he's from right there in Georgia, so you can't let home cooking get away. But Gurley from Tarboro, North Carolina, wasn't far behind.
Chubb, 1st down, near the 40. Just a simple toss sweep. Gaines knocks him out of bounds, but not before Chubb picks up 8 yards.
You know what I like about Nick Chubb? He's a true freshman, doing what he's doing in the SEC. 143 yards last week on 38 carries, and he acts like he's been there. You know, you get a young player, makes a play, they're pumping their chest, you know, high-fiving, you know, chest bumping. He just kindly goes about his work, back to the huddle, and I'll be right back. As if he's done it time and time again, but he's a true freshman.
But in high school, he did do it time and time again. Over 70 touchdowns scored, over 5,000 yards rushing his final 2 years. Hudson Mason just does get that throw away before he was dropped back at the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd down.
Best player, best defensive player, Trey Flowers coming in. You see him here. Nice job. 39 career sacks. SEC active sack leader off the edge. Good player.
Here's Chubb. Boy, he's walloped right in the middle of that Arkansas defense by the biggest hitter on that side, Martrell Spate, gain of 3.
Yeah, and he was fed to Spate because of Flowers. Watch 86 disengage, force Chubb back inside, and Spate was waiting to lower the boom. Bam. That's a nice job of team defense. One guy feeds him back into the middle where the help is coming from, and Spate cleans it up.
3rd down and 7. Back over the middle. Dangerous throw, incomplete. Looking for Malcolm Mitchell. But a flag comes in on the Arkansas side. Michael Bennett raises his hands like there was a late hit or maybe a hit. Hands to the face.
It may have been when Mason started to scramble. I don't know if someone may have grabbed Bennett by the jersey.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 33, the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The number is 23, and that is his first unsportsmanlike conduct.
That is Tevin Mitchell, a senior who should know better. The nickel.
Yep, he was a corner last year. He moved from corner to nickel. He was a starter there at corner last year. He moved there inside this year. You know, when the play's over, you want to talk a little bit. We just talked about it. Act like you've been there.
Yep.
As a senior, you should know better.
Boy, a huge penalty.
Where they were off the field.
Fresh set of downs for Mason over the middle. Boy, Michael Bennett. I don't know that could hit him in a better spot. I mean, that was right between the 8 and the 2. And it bounced off his chest, incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you this about Michael Bennett. He doesn't drop a lot of them. And when he's healthy, he is about as good as there is in this conference. Hit him exactly right between the 8 and the 2. And usually put him on the ground.
Big hole for Chubb. Nick Chubb to the 25. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Georgia. 43 yards. And how big was the unsportsmanlike penalty against Arkansas?
Yeah, and Chubb goes right back and tells Jeb Blazevich, just tells him thank you, because he threw the block to spring the true freshman. One true freshman to another. Number 83, Jeb Blazevich, who's going to, you talk about Hunter Henry, he's going to be a good one in this conference for a while. Blazevich is just as talented.
7 plays, 76 yards. Nick Chubb now with 82 yards rushing on 8 carries, and give him a touchdown. Georgia has opened their lead to 17-6 here in the second quarter.
Chubb's kind of had a coming out party of his own.
Yeah.
It has started last week, and he's continuing. 82 yards on 8 carries. That's 10.25 yards per carry for the true freshman Nick Chubb.
Marshall Morgan will kick it away. Eric Hawkins will bring this one out a yard deep. Hawkins hurdles a couple of players, and he'll be stopped just outside the 15-yard line. So, Andre, let's go back to that last sequence, and it'll be hard to see. It's getting a little chippy down there on the field, but a moment ago, a little late shot from Tevin Mitchell. Circle where they are.
It's right there.
And it's hard to see because they kind of get out of the frame a little bit, but that's where the penalty occurred. Look how far away it is from where the play ended now.
And it must have been an official right there
Yes.
on top of it. And Mitchell's giving it to him. And then watch the block of 83. You get a kick-out block by Greg Pike, and it Chubb's off to the races. That's what happened after the penalty. It gave Georgia a first down, and Nick Chubb took full advantage.
Yeah, the defense was walking off the field, forcing a Georgia punt. And that penalty gave the ball to Georgia, and that led to the Nick Chubb touchdown run. Chubb at 88 yards. Here's Collins trying to get the corner. Well, Arkansas's opening drive, they marched it 75 yards down the field. I mean, it was a stellar opening drive. Took off almost 8 minutes off the clock. Since then, not a whole lot of anything.
Well, and they've lived basically on that opening drive. 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 or 6, where it gives you a lot of options in play calling. They're off to that start again. They get back to what they do best, and that's knocking people off the football and running it with Collins and Williams.
And into Alex Collins. Marlo Herrera steps in to make the play for Georgia. A 3-yard pickup.
And you could sense the sense of urgency You could feel it way up here in the boot, where you got offensive linemen in a pile like that, pushing Collins forward, pushing Williams forward to pick up additional yards. That sense of urgency needs to recreate itself for this Arkansas offense. I almost feel like this is a must-score drive where you got to get 3 or you got to get a touchdown.
Feel the same way.
Georgia's starting to roll a little bit.
And they've taken the crowd out of it. Third down and 3. And let's see if Arkansas got a timeout. I believe they did. Coach Bielema standing right there next to our head linesman gets the timeout with 7:49 on the clock.
Timeout, Arkansas. That's their first timeout of the half.
Big third down coming up for the Hogs. We'll step aside. Georgia leading at 17-6.
We'll pick up a first down here and keep the chains moving.
That'll be third down and about 3 from the 25. They'll play fake. Pressure comes from Swan again. That ball was almost picked off. Jordan Jenkins had his hand on it. The junior out of Augusta. And it'll be fourth down.
He's a good edge player. Goes down inside. He reads it perfectly. Gets back in space. And they're trying to go to a receiver on a crosser. And Jenkins senses it, that it was not run. Got back in pass coverage and almost came away with an interception.
Sam Irwin-Hill with 2 punts, 1 of 33, 1 of 34.
The receiver was Demetrius Wilson. They tried to go to call his number on 2 occasions.
Reggie Davis now back to return this punt. High kick, good hang time. Fair catch called for and taken. 37-yard punt this time. Georgia with good field position. 7:36 to go in the second. That'll give us an opportunity to go downstairs and visit with Laura once again.
Well, Dave, Jordan Jenkins has been singled out by D-line coach for Georgia, Tracy Rocker. We saw him make a good play just then, so I think he's been listening. But Rocker's saying, look, I told you this was going to be a war on the ground. I need more from you. He also said, stop reaching and go tackle. But a reach right there helped, didn't it, guys?
It really did. He read things well, knew it wasn't run, got back in pass coverage, and got a hand on the football.
Well, Tracy Rocker could play a little D-line in his day for the Auburn Tigers. Good coach, Georgia. Glad to have him. Here's Mason on a little play action. He'll dump it off to Chubb. Boy, Nick trying to outrun 4, 5 Arkansas players. Picks up 8.
Well, we felt like, Dave, for Georgia to be successful defensively, 2 players had to play well. Leonard Floyd, who's affected the football game, and Jordan Jenkins. And both, could they hold up against the run? And they've been able to do that. And Georgia's had a lot of shots at it offensively because of it.
Well, second down and relatively short for the Dogs. They'll just line it up and give it to Chubb. Boy, Chubb thought he slaps the turf. He thought he might have had a chance to take that one to the end zone. Martrell Spate hanging on for the tackle, but he picks up the first and an injured Razorback back at the 47.
I asked Mark Rick about Chubb, and that's the true freshman, Tolliver. He's in at corner this week, but I asked Mark Rick about Chubb. I said, you know, when Gurley's troubles came about, did you sense that Chubb, you know, really stepped his game up? And he said, no, he's just kind of an even keel guy. He always works hard, but he turns in performances like this, where he's between the tackles, running hard, and you'll see him get to not only the second, but the third level of the defense. And you know, sometimes when it presents itself, he can really turn the corner. He's one of those backs that has speed to take it to the house, but not afraid to dish it out. And there hits the home run for his touchdown run. He's been outstanding in this game, but his demeanor never changes. It's always hard work and pad level facing the line of scrimmage coming downhill.
Well, what he did last week against Missouri, nobody expected. 38 carries. Yeah, that's the 6th most rushing attempts in Georgia history. Herschel Walker had 47 attempts. 47 against Florida back in 1981. The former 5-star recruit continuing today. He already has 9 carries and 87 yards here in the first half. And it looks like Tolliver is a little wobbly as he heads to that sideline. Boy, they're high on this young man, the true freshman out of Louisiana. See if we can keep an eye on 15.
He has a bright future in there, just trying to fight the block, and it looked like he just got twisted up, and it may be a wrap or something already on his knee coming into this ball game, and that looked like what it might have been. Just kind of the left knee kind of gave out a little bit.
So first down and 10. Big hole off the right side. Nick Chubb. It's a foot race, and he is caught inside the 20. Josh Williams, the sophomore middle linebacker playing for the injured Brooks Ellis at middle backer, brings him down, but not before 33 yards.
Watch the block of 73 and 75. Greg Pike, Colton Houston on the other side, and they open it up, and what a nice job on the right side of that offensive line.
Chubb down to the 13. Josh Williams, the tackle, a gain of 3.
They tell me that Chubb's built to carry the ball a lot. He said he loves the weight room, and he'll be in the weight room a day before the game, you know, getting a workout in, and just loves to work. You see it, you know, when you can take it, the work you put in, you see it in practice, and then you can bring it to game day. Boy, that is a plus for a coaching staff.
Well, Brendan Douglas checks in. First time we've seen the sophomore running back, number 22, stands to the right of Hudson Mason. Mason under pressure. Throws over the middle, pass is caught in traffic. Michael Bennett with the catch, and then a flag coming in on Braylon Mitchell as Hudson Mason is down on all fours, slow to get up.
Well, he took a shot from Mitchell, and
Personal foul, targeting. Number 34 of the defense, ball half the distance to the goal. The previous play is after further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Number 34 has been disqualified. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, that's a big loss in multiple ways. Obviously, you lose a really good player in Braylon Mitchell, but you're missing your middle backer, Brooks Ellis, as well, with a bone bruise on his knee. He didn't even make the trip, so now you're down 2 veteran players in the middle of that defense. I know Ellis only a sophomore, but he played almost every snap last year.
it's the first ejected Arkansas player this year. It'll be the true freshman, Randy Ramsey, will step in. The coaches are extremely high on him, a versatile player who played all over the place in high school, cornerback, safety, linebacker, and defensive end.
Well, the time reviewing the play also gave Mason a chance to get his wits about it. It'll be first and goal inside the 5. Nick Chubb launching toward the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. The Dogs have put up 23, possibly 24 points here in the first half. The second touchdown today for the true freshman out of Cedartown, Georgia.
And Chubb, once he gets started downhill, nice reach block from the backside. Theus.
Point after up and good from Marshall Morgan, and it is 24 points. Georgia 24 unanswered points, 5:35 on the clock before halftime.
Chubb is just so tough when he gets going downhill. The strength, the power, and he's got speed to go along with it, and the willingness to engage defenders. You don't usually see that by, you know, from a freshman running back. All of those ingredients mixed into one. You get a couple, but not all of them.
And today they're doing it again. I mean, this has just been, when you think about the injuries this team has had, you can even talk about wide receivers with Rump being injured, Mitchell, Justin Scott Wesley missing a lot of time in the running back situation. But nobody's been able to slow them down.
On defense, I mean, all the injuries there, secondary, and they just keep coming at you. All those 4- and 5-star recruits.
Hawkins will take it. Flag comes in as Hawkins goes out over the 20-yard line. Well, Arkansas has had some flags today. They have been one of the better teams in terms of not being penalized. Second in the conference, only 40 yards per game, 33 penalties in 6 contests. That's one of the things Brett Bielema stresses.
During the return, holding. 84, the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Oh, they just look so good that opening drive of the game, and just that missed extra point happened. Just kind of let the steam out of this team.
Loose football on the deck. Does Georgia have it? Damian Swan says yes. Let's see what the guys in the stripes have to say about it.
Yeah, it looked like Allen and the running back Collins got caught whether they wanted to hand it off or toss it. It looked like Collins thought he was going to take a handoff, and Allen flips it back there, and it's Georgia's football.
Does Leonard Floyd come up with the football? I believe so.
One of our impact players today, Leonard Floyd.
Yes, 27?
Yeah.
Right or left?
Right.
They'll fake it to 27. Over the middle.
Just as good.
Michael Bennett, touchdown. 7 yards, and Georgia is rolling in Little Rock.
Well, you get everybody thinking Chubb. You and I both thinking Chubb. We go with the play fake. Arkansas bites up, and it gives Bennett. Watch the throwing lane right there. Boy, that is just outstanding.
4th touchdown reception of the year for Michael Bennett, and for Hudson Mason, that's his 9th touchdown passing. And Georgia, 31 straight points here on the road. Think about what they have done the last 2 weeks. They go to Missouri and blank the Tigers. They come to Little Rock. Great crowd here on hand.
And credit Mike Bobo for this game that he's called offensively. Watch the throwing lane right here from Hudson Mason. Watch right here as he comes off of it. Right here, he's going to have a nice throwing lane. And watch Bennett come right into it. Well, that's outstanding work. Outstanding work by Hudson Mason. Holding the play fake long enough, trusting your receiver's going to be where he needs to be. And there's the genius behind it all right there, Mike Bobo.
Think about this for a minute. We haven't played 6 quarters in Georgia's last 2 games, and they have outscored 2 SEC opponents. Now 65-6. The opening drive for Arkansas was a touchdown, 75 yards, but since then it's been a punt, and then a fumble. Marshall Morgan will kick it away. Hawkins and Hatcher deep again. This will sail about 6 yards deep, but Arkansas, some of their problems have been certainly self-inflicted.
Yeah, it started with the extra point. Ray Drew blocks the extra point, then the personal foul, right? That gave him the targeting penalty on Mitchell. He has to leave the game, and then the fumble, which set up Georgia at point-blank range. The Hudson Mason to Michael Bennett touchdown pass, and that's where we are, 31-6.
Toss sweep. Jonathan Williams, big hole off the right side. Jonathan stays in bounds. He's out to the 47-yard line. Good run from the junior out of Allen, Texas, a gain of 24.
This is going to sound crazy, but it seems like we've played a long time. A lot of time left in this ball game. If Arkansas can do a little bit of this, get Jonathan Williams going again, the offensive line, along with Collins. It seems like we're in the second half of this game already, but it's 5 minutes, you know, a little bit over 5 minutes or under 5 minutes left, and an entire second half to play. Plenty of time.
Oh, big hit. No gain on the play. Jordan Jenkins comes flying in, 59 in white, and lay the big lick on Jonathan Williams.
We're going to have some things happen offensively, get rolling there, and then some stops on defense, and you can get back in this game. It starts right now, though. Big Jenkins, George Jenkins lowering the boom. Caught Williams with his pad level high. I think he's taken to some coaching from Tracy Rocker.
Yes.
Sitting in there defending the run.
They'll get it to A.J. Derby. A.J. breaks a couple of tackles, and here comes Jenkins to clean up the mess for Georgia, but not before Derby picks up 8.
Kind of hard to believe that Derby was a backup quarterback a year ago. 6'5", 255 pounds, kind of grew into a tight end's body, and being an ex-quarterback, he's athletic, he's fast, good soft hands. He have an NFL future.
Well, he was on scholarship for 2 years in Iowa to start his college career, then transferred to Coffeyville Community College. There goes Cody Walker, the fullback, with the carry inside the 40 down to the 38. Gain of 6, and now Arkansas is moving it crisply like they did on the opening drive of the game.
Walker getting some carries with Corliss Marshall out. He's usually the primary fullback in this offense, but every once in a while they throw the fullback a bone or two. A pretty good high school fullback, Kenny Franklin.
Timeout, Arkansas. That's their second timeout. 30-second timeout.
Funny how the emotion in this game turned so quickly.
Yeah.
Georgia scores to take a 1-point lead, 7-6.
Yeah.
They try the onside kick. Arkansas recovers at the Georgia 45. They try to throw it twice. They get sacked twice, and they're looking at a 3rd down and 33. Never recovered from that.
Yeah, for me, it started with the blocked extra point because it was like, oh my, we've been here before, and we didn't recover from it. And it just resembled a week ago so much that they got stuck in the starting gate, so to speak.
Yeah.
And really hadn't recovered. But this is the best drive that they've been able to put together since the opening drive. And if they can go down and get some points here, we got a lot of time in this football game.
They'll fake the toss. Allen to throw. He'll go back the other way. Well, that was a dangerous throw, looking for Cody Walker. Quincy Mauger read it well, and if he makes a play on the ball, he might have a pick 6.
Yeah, if Brandon Allen doesn't recognize that Mauger's coming in and getting ready to house that one, he actually, I think, threw the ball low purposely because he knew Mauger had a jump on it and was going to house this baby. Watch how Mauger reads it from inside out. Then he sees Allen looking, and if that's thrown a little bit higher, goodbye.
2nd down and 10. They'll hand it off to Walker. To the 40-yard line, give him 4.
You know, an entirely different theme since the opening drive until now.
See if they keep the momentum alive here on 3rd down. Maybe they're in 2-down territory from here anyway. Long throw, batted away by Mauger at the end. And Georgia celebrating on that far sideline.
Mauger is a good player. We talked about him the play before, almost picking off Brandon Allen, but he's a versatile player who can play both safety positions. Started 7 games as a true freshman last year. So he's got a lot of experience, but watch him break on that ball. Hatcher thought he had one, and Mauger just comes right in and tips it away.
Well, they'll go for it, Andre, here on 4th down. They're 50% on the year. It'll be 4th down and 6.
A draw play would do it. Even a quarterback draw would do it.
Pressure comes. Loose football. Georgia picks it up. Dominique Sanders will take it to the house. 54 yards.
The clock in the back of a quarterback's head goes off, Dave, and it's telling you you've held it too long. Get rid of the ball. Brandon Allen holds it too long. Jordan Jenkins forces the fumble. Sanders comes up with it, and it's off to the races.
The true freshman out of Tucker, Georgia.
I don't think anybody in the state of Arkansas, and myself included as a visitor this weekend, thought I would see this happen in the first half of this ball game, or at any point in this ball game.
Georgia has put up 38 points here in the first half. 38.
Ball's got to come out. Trying to hold it to find someone on 4th down, but it's got to come out at some point.
Boy, what a play by the true freshman Sanders. You won't remember, we'll forget that one for a while. The former high school quarterback. Coaches love saying he practices so well, great habits. And certainly, if you're Mark Richt, you can't give him enough credit. And I know we still have a half of football left to play, but you're without Todd Gurley. The distractions, the questions, everything surrounding that. They put up 34, blanked Missouri last week, and look what they're doing here. I mean, it's incredible.
I think you've got to credit the coaching staff, Mark Richt, Mike Bobo, Jeremy Pruitt on the other side to kind of mask the outside things with all the things surrounding Todd Gurley. And they turned to Nick Chubb and said, look, you're going to be the primary ball carrier, and defensively we got to get better. And they've been able to kind of band-aid everything, put some glue in here and there, and boy, what a couple of performances they've had the last few weeks.
Let's not forget this part too, and nobody really talks about it. Nick Chubb against Tennessee broke his thumb. He has screws in his thumb.
Well, you wouldn't know it by his performance.
What I mean. It's just really all of it put together. It's been a impressive run for Georgia. And another kickoff. Out of the end zone comes Eric Hawkins. That one's to the 27-yard line.
Dave, the one thing I know about Brett Bielema coached football teams is they will not quit. They may be down by 32, but they are not going to quit. They're going to continue to fight, and that will be his message at halftime, is that, look, we got a second half to play. You can fold it up and go in, but I'm going back out, and whoever wants to go back out with me, let's go play some football. And forget about the score. Let's take it one play at a time and we may find ourselves back in this game.
Brandon Allen threw it 40 times last week. He may be in the same position now that Arkansas is down. He is 3 of 8 for 39 yards, been sacked a few times. That handoff will pick up 6 yards. Going to Cody Walker. He's getting a bunch of carries here in the last drive.
Almost kind of I'm actually surprised that Walker's getting as many carries as he's getting with Collins and Williams on the sideline watching.
Remember, no Corliss Marshall. He's been suspended today. Pass caught on the far side by Keon Hatcher. It's a gain of 10. The slant caught by the freshman Jared Cornelius out of Shreveport. Gain of 12. Leonard Floyd brings him down.
Played at an excellent high school program, and they know there's a sense of urgency here. 2-minute drill, 4 wides, and throwing it around a little bit.
Another catch. This one by Hunter Henry as he's ridden out of bounds by Ramika Wilson. That'll stop the clock. 1:18 to go before halftime.
I watched this kid on film, and I really like
you sent me a
Hunter
text
Henry.
in the middle of the week.
Grown man playing tight end. He's just a sophomore, but boy, he can block. He catches the ball well, runs good routes. He has a very, very bright future.
His father was a former captain of the Arkansas football team back in '91, so he bleeds Arkansas football. Second down. Pressure comes. Boy, what a start for Leonard Floyd. He may have been offsides.
He looked like he was in the blocks at the Olympics getting ready to start the 100 meters. He came out so fast.
Probably too fast.
Watch 84 come off the
Offside.
ball.
84 the defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yeah, Dave, it's offsides, but it wasn't much. I mean, just a split second. Boy, can he time it up. And that tells me Allen has been going on the same count. They are timing up his snap count. Got to change that up a little bit.
You know, Floyd's a guy, he's only a sophomore, but he's actually NFL draft eligible. He went out of high school.
I still think he could use a little more weight to his frame.
He went to a military academy out of high school, so he's 3 years removed from high school, which makes him eligible. But yeah, we were talking about, you think one more year would do him well.
I do. We watched him, got a chance to see him warm up against Vanderbilt. We were down on the field, and he just looks a little stringy to me. Like he could, you know, he's around 230-ish, 235. I think he could get to about 250 and still be just as effective and just as fast, but he needs a little bit more weight on that frame.
This defense as a whole has just been so solid. Not a whole lot of room for Arkansas to work. Damian Swann has been on a blitzkrieg here in Little Rock. It seems like every play 5 is in the backfield.
84 as well. Getting there, he's made a couple of plays. You know, you throw in Jordan Jenkins as well. He had a wake-up call from his defensive line coach, Tracy Rocker. And then there, the ball comes out and forces the fumble, and Sanders gets in on the party as well, returning the fumble for a touchdown.
38 first-half points. Georgia came in averaging 43 a game. Their lowest point output of the year was last week, 34 at Missouri.
You know, and people were criticizing, you know, Hudson Mason. You know, it's just, how?
70% completion
I turned
rate.
the film on. I mean, what do you expect from the guy? It's not that type of.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 9 seconds.
It's not that type of party at Georgia this year when you had a healthy Gurley and healthy Marshall. But now that he's not there, now you're seeing what type of player that Hudson Mason can be. They opened the game up with two huge plays in the passing game.
Closing in on 60 seconds before halftime. Nice catch by Cornelius. Turned his body completely around to make the catch. He's to the 20. That'll be a first down, a gain of 14.
Nice job of recognizing man coverage. Had press at the top, which is where I thought he was going to go to Wilson. Their deep threat, and he chose to come underneath to Cornelius.
Incomplete.
Oh, boy.
That ball should have been picked off. Bowman, no flag there because Bowman was making a play on the football.
Bowman was actually in better position than the intended receiver, Wilson. Watch him break on that one, get inside position. It's like he knew the play call. Steps right in front of it. He had an interception a couple of weeks ago against Vanderbilt.
Second down and 10.
When he tricked us and traded jerseys.
Little shoulder fake to the end zone. Overthrows Cornelius.
That's where when they're in zone coverage as a quarterback, your eyes. You had Cornelius for a split second. When he wasn't there, Hatcher was sitting out wide along the sideline where he should have come back. Hatcher could have picked up the first down, actually gotten himself out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. And they go back to the same formation. Don't be surprised if you don't get Cornelius up the seam and then Hatcher sitting right out there.
Georgia bringing 5. Again to the end zone. That one's picked off by Swann. Stays inbounds, and Swann has been all over the field. The senior out of Atlanta has been huge today for the Dogs.
The instincts of Damian Swann, and Jeremy Pruitt talks about it all the time. So instinctive, and they wanted to get him back to safety. Look at this, not 1 but 2 inbounds. All you need is 1 in college. He gets both, the right and the left. That's outstanding work.
Hey, let me just tell you about Swann today. We've seen him in the backfield. See if he keeps that foot in. Oh, yes, he does. I think both of them might. Well, he had 1 for sure. Swann, 4 tackles, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, a sack, and a quarterback pressure.
And that's in the first half. A lot of guys will take that in 2 weeks worth of work.
What a half for the Bulldogs. And it started with such promise for Arkansas. Let's go downstairs to Laura.
Thanks, Dave. Coach Damian Swann with a pick right before the half, and your defense has held their offense to just 6 points. What can you say about their job so far?
Oh, they're doing a great job. They're creating turnovers, opportunities for the offense. The offense is playing well. Our special teams are covering the kicks extremely well, so I'm proud of everybody to this point.
Your offense capitalizing on Arkansas's unsportsmanlike conduct penalty with Nick Chubb's touchdown run. How important was that moment and Chubb's play today?
Oh, it was big. It was big. You know, we got an extra opportunity and took advantage of it. Chubb's a good player, but we got a few good ones.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
There's an understatement. Oh, boy, I don't think anybody. War Memorial Stadium, second home for the Arkansas football team, but Georgia's feeling right at home on the road for the second consecutive week. 38-6, the Dogs leading at halftime. Dave Neal back alongside my partner, Andre Ware, and I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I guess you start with Georgia and the complete effort that they put forth here in the first half. But where would you start with this?
Well, I would start with Hudson Mason and getting this team off to a good start. The two big pass completions, one to Connolly down the sideline, and he came back with a touchdown pass to Michael Bennett right here on a slant pass. Then you go from that to Nick Chubb. What did he do? He got off to a good start on the ground, breaking tackles, being physical, and he breaks a 43-yarder for a touchdown. Nice job in the first half, 127 yards on the ground for Nick Chubb. Then you go to the defense. Malcolm Floyd Leonard Floyd getting himself going, and then Dominic Sanders, a forced fumble by Jenkins. Dominic Sanders picks it up and goes 54 yards for a touchdown. I mean, it was Georgia in all phases of the football game.
Arkansas actually ran 42 plays to Georgia's 29. But the total yards 250 to 161, and 3 turnovers resulting in 14 points. Also a big story, and a couple of really big important penalties against Arkansas helped Georgia keep some drives alive.
Yeah, they really did, and it was just unfortunate for Arkansas. After a missed extra point and a Georgia score, the onside kick, they had excellent field position, and then a couple of big sacks took them right out of it. Really flipped the field, and then it was all Georgia the remainder of the first half.
And Georgia gets the ball to start the second half. Here's McKenzie at the goal line. Isaiah breaks free. Isaiah still on his feet. Stiff arm to midfield. What a return by the true freshman. A 48-yard return, and Georgia starting with excellent field position, and we'll go down to Laura Rutledge on the sidelines.
Well, Dave, I spoke with Brett Bielema coming out of the locker room at halftime. He said he noticed a lot of heads down in the locker room, and he said they should be down. That first half was embarrassing. Bielema was not happy with the unforced errors. He also said he didn't recognize a lot of things that happened out of there. He said we got away from our game, but it is a new half, and he wants a fresh start, Dave.
Nick Chubb will start it for Georgia off the right side. He will pick up 12 yards on that carry. Philon from his D tackle spot chases him down. And one thing to notice about this Arkansas defense, 2 of their starting middle linebackers are out. Brooks Ellis with an injury. Mitchell was thrown out of this game for targeting.
I don't know that it's been all through the middle of Arkansas's defense. It's been on the edges. Chubb he's had some success between the tackles, but he's also hit runs on the outside. And then the pass plays, I don't know that you can blame them on linebackers missing as well.
Chubb to the 35-yard line, gain of 4. Last week, 38 carries, 143 yards for Nick. He needed 12 carries to pick up 127 in that first half. So based on last week's numbers, he should be extremely fresh here in the second half.
He's getting better. I mean, he's had a taste of it, got a big taste of it against Missouri on the road last week, and then come right back and follows up that performance with an even better one, or on his way to a better one.
Chubb again. He's to the 32. That'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down, and Georgia will probably just stick to the ground most of the second half. But you can't say enough about Mike Bobo's game plan. Everybody's thinking run. The top 2 rushing teams in the conference going at it. Arkansas rushed it right down Georgia's throat to start this game, and then all Georgia does is come out and throw it.
Well, we thought that Georgia would give them a little bit of the same type of medicine, but it's been sprinkles of Nick Chubb. And then Hudson Mason, a lot of him on play action when Arkansas defensively is thinking Georgia's going to run the football.
Run it here, and Arkansas all over it. Big hit, Martrell Spate. Loss of 2 on the play. Let's see what Georgia decides to do from the 35 on what'll be a 4th down at about 5.
Spate playing in his hometown here in Little Rock. Went to North Little Rock High School, and he's got a couple of big plays in this game.
Georgia's going to keep their offense on the field.
It's that end of the field where it's too close to, or too far for a field goal, a little bit too close for a punt. Jumbo sees the coverage he likes, and it's man-to-man across the board.
Georgia's going to take a timeout, I believe.
Timeout, Georgia. That is their first timeout of the half.
We'll step aside as well. Georgia looking at a 4th down and 5 when we come back. We're back in Little Rock. 3 replica vintage streetcars operate on the 3.4-mile route linking some of the most vibrant destinations in the river cities of Little Rock and North Little Rock, the Market District, the capital city. Right now, Georgia feeling very much at home inside War Memorial Stadium, leading at 38-6, but facing a 4th down and 5 on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Just trying to see if Arkansas changes with this formation. They stay the same. Man-to-man across the board with a single safety high.
He'll run Nick Chubb, and Chubb will be very close. I think he fell forward and may have. It's going to be right on the line. He needed to get to the 29, maybe just inside the 29.
I think he may be just short of the 1st down.
Kim Anderson, our spotter, is in agreement with you. He's the one that's got the big, thick binoculars. I'm wearing the reading glasses. So.
Alan Turner, credit Alan Turner for coming up from his safety spot. And if this is short, he's going to save it for Arkansas defensively and have some reasonably good field position here. He does come up a little bit short.
Good eyes, guys. Maybe I should revisit the eye doctor.
I'll just trust him.
Not a bad move. You know, Andre, this is it's been an interesting week around the SEC. Certainly a lot of issues going on, but one of the biggest, and I don't want to overlook, is the fact that the man in charge of this conference, Mike Slive, has announced that he will resign July 31st of next year as commissioner of the Southeastern Conference. He's gone through some health issues here in the last few months. We certainly wish him the best, and there is not a finer man leading a conference in the country, and not a finer man that I've been associated with in athletics, and certainly wish him the best. We'll see him down the road, and wish him all the best in getting his health. And I understand he's doing quite well, but some of the things he accomplished, including this network, very patient, methodical, and it certainly paid off.
We have a good relationship, and he's going to do it. He decided to do it on my birthday, you know, next summer. So, yeah, I'm sure that had a little bit to do with it. Now, I've known Commissioner Slive all the way back to his days in Conference USA, and I've always admired him, and the job he's done for the SEC is just unprecedented.
Certainly wish him well. He's probably back home or in the SEC Control Center watching today. Pass caught on a quick slant out to the 38-yard line by Demetrius Wilson, the senior receiver, with his 9th catch of the year. Brendan Langley, a sophomore out of Marietta, who is another interesting story in that Georgia secondary. Actually started at nickel last week. He was playing wide receiver just 2 weeks ago, and due to the lack of numbers in the secondary, they made the switch. Georgia's been moving people all over the place, trying to find people to fill the running back role, the secondary spots. It's been crazy. On 3rd and short. Strong run from Jonathan Williams.
That's that energy they had on the first drive, where offensive linemen getting involved, pushing the backs forward, and fullback in there leading the way. Nice block by the fullback there, and then Williams just churning those legs, picking up additional yards. That's what Arkansas needs to get back to. Forget the score at this point. You need positive plays going forward, figuring out ways to get yourself on the scoreboard.
Collins back in at running back. We saw Cody Walker carry quite a bit toward the end of the half, but a little speed sweep with Wilson around the far side. He'll pick up the 1st down near the 40, and the Hogs are moving. Gain of 14.
He's a JC transfer that had a red shirt last year after suffering an injury during August, the camp in August, but they love having him back. And this is what he brings, the speed to an offense. He can get deep, the team's best deep threat when they decide to go down the field vertically.
1st down and 10 now for Arkansas. Georgia territory at the 40. 10 minutes to play 3rd quarter. They'll play fake it to Collins. Throw it back to Alex. Not much on that play, maybe a yard. Leonard Floyd on the tackle.
I thought, Dave, he had Keon Hatcher open in the middle of the field. It's one of the few times Georgia's played zone defense down on this end of the field, and he had Hatcher. And if Hatcher just kind of settles in the middle of the field, we'd have given Brandon Allen, watch the crosser, right in the middle, right in here is where, now settle right there is where you want to throttle down. That's open in the SEC. That's wide open in the SEC.
Collins will pick up 4. One thing to note, if you didn't catch it early in this game, but Corliss Marshall, who is a return man and really third in line at running back, a sophomore, suspended for a violation of team rules for this game. Found out right before kickoff today. So if you're wondering where 33 is, that's well, he's not here. He's not even in the stadium today.
What's going on at running back? Is last week for a quarter it was Alex Collins. This week it's Corliss Marshall for the entire game. You got to come into a game like this loaded.
Here's Williams, cuts it back. Williams hit at the 30-yard line by Reggie Carter, and a flag comes in. Gain of 5.
Enough for a first down, but see what goes on after it. And I can tell by Brandon Allen's body language it's against Arkansas.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 85 of the offense. The line of gain was made, so it will be a 15-yard penalty, first down and 10.
That'll back it up to the 45-yard line.
No, if there was a block and a little bit extra, oh yeah, that's you gotta call that one. Yeah, that's a blow to the head. You can't excuse that. Nobody wants to listen right now, Demetrius.
You know,
you won't get any sympathy. No. Morgan's actually giving him a little bit, Hunter Henry, but no coach is going to give you any sympathy after that one.
Coach Bielema really stresses discipline with his football team, and penalties are a big part of that discipline. And 4 penalties for 44 yards today, but a couple of them Georgia declined. Boy, all day for Allen to throw it. Finally sends it underneath to Williams. He'll pick up 6, and here comes another flag. That may be a late hit against the Dogs.
Yeah, I think it is. And tomorrow in film study, when this play comes up on the film, Brandon Allen is going to kick himself.
After the play, personal foul, 52. Defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they're just right back to where they should have been. But watch it, the foul here, the late hit on Williams. It's Herrera, a little bit extra out of bounds. And then Keon Hatcher, the play before, watch the top, right there, freeze it. That's open, that's wide open. You got to give that. You got time, that ball's got to be released, and it's 6 points, and a quick 6.
Here comes Williams near side in motion. Little shoulder fake. Allen goes to the corner, and that one is incomplete. He was looking for Cody Hollister. Devin Bowman and Quincy Monger back there in coverage for the Bulldogs.
I start to wonder when you look at and watch Brandon play right now. Earlier in the game, he was sharp with the football. He's been hit a few times. Got that shoulder driven into the turf. Now you got receivers running wide open, and he's been under constant pressure. Wondering if he's not watching the pass rush as opposed to watching coverage and seeing receivers come open.
Here's Williams, has a hole off the right side. He's down to the 10-yard line, close to it, knocked out of bounds, gain of 13, and that should be good enough to move the chains.
Nice job out in front, big Denver Kirkland. Watch 55 pull around and get behind all that. And just stay right in there behind all 6'5", 335 pounds of Denver Kirkland.
Boy, nowhere to go that time for Williams. He was tripped up by Dominic Sanders. Gain of 3.
I thought if he cut inside, Dave, he had something. He just put that foot in the ground and turn it back inside.
Williams now with 100 yards on 16 carries. Collins 9 carries for 23 yards. Williams will take a break, and Alex back in the game now.
Well, they love to run smash routes here. Outside receiver underneath, inside receiver to the corner. When they get down here inside the red zone. Easy read and a lot of room to the corner for Brandon Allen.
Play clock hit 0. They got the snap off, and it works out well. Touchdown, Keon Hatcher. 8 yards on the throw and catch.
Hatcher gets good inside position on the defender Bowman, and he's a big target at 6'2", 210. Uses his strength right here to muscle through the tackle and not allow Bowman to get in between himself and his body and the ball. That's good work.
Well, Hatcher, the team's leading receiver, now with his 3rd touchdown reception of the year.
1 score at a time.
Going for 2. Here's Derby. He's trying to power his way in, and he won't get there. So the 2-point conversion is denied. Arkansas stops Georgia's 38-point streak with an 8-yard touchdown catch from Keon Hatcher. Long way to go for the Hogs. As you can join us on ESPN's SEC Network, there is Tusk. Let me tell you something. That looks like a nice little friendly animal, but you get down near to that cage, just think those things are running around the wild. That's why I don't go. That's why I don't hunt right there.
You let me know. You go visit him. Let me know how that turns out.
Oh, mercy. Good times here in Little Rock. Great crowd on hand. A lot of folks tailgating inside War Memorial today, but it did not turn out so well, at least to this point, for the Arkansas fans, as Georgia just blitzed this Arkansas team with 38 straight points until that touchdown moment ago.
More of the same. A couple of stops, and a couple more trips to the end zone.
McFain will kick it off. Isaiah McKenzie, 7-8 yards deep, will take an aim.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's an SEC school, and I'm going to go LSU.
Here's Chubb. He loses. Well, actually, did he ever hit the ground? I never heard a whistle. Let's see where they spot this ball.
They're going to spot him around the 20, so they're
he popped out of there.
Saying he was down.
Phylon with that tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Take a look. Let's see if he actually did. That knee did actually hit. Yep, right there. Nice job with the camera.
So a loss of 5, 2nd down. Mason, quick slant across the middle. Collision at the 32. Georgia gets most of it. 12 yards to be exact. It'll be 3rd and 3. Malcolm Mitchell, who had 6 catches last week. The young man who's coming off really missing 2 years of football because of knee injuries. We saw him in Vanderbilt a couple of plays, but really got back in the flow last week.
He's got enough speed for both me and you. He can let us have some and still have enough, but getting closer to 100% as the season grows older.
Georgia 2 of 5 on 3rd downs. They get 2 of 6.
And once again, there to make a play is Charles Spade coming home, and they're to Little Rock and having a big influence on this game. Arkansas going to get it back again. That's what your message is at halftime. Forget the scoreboard. Let's just go out and play in the second half and see where we end up.
This is the first Georgia punt of the afternoon. Colin Barber. Flag is down. A good punt that will hit at the 28, but take a Arkansas bounce. Boy, lost about 7 yards on that roll. Matt Moore, our referee, will give us the signal in a moment.
Formation on the kicking team. More than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty tacked on to the end of the kick. 1st down.
There you go. Arkansas went 71 yards on their last drive for a touchdown. Let's see what they have in store on this drive. LSU coming off a close victory down in the swamp. Kentucky coming off a good win last week against ULM when they got off to a slow start, but then
I don't think Ole Miss can drop its guard this week against Tennessee. They're a lot better football team than people think.
All those games coming up later on tonight. Another little speed sweep with Wilson. He is pushed out of bounds, and there's another flag. Georgia helping out Arkansas quite a bit now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't know if it was Floyd or...
After the play, personal foul, 84, late hit out of bounds, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's exactly who it is. Watch 84 with just a little bit extra at the end of this one, and he's getting coached up by Ray Drew, the senior defensive end. No need for it. Nice play, just getting Wilson out of bounds, but now you're going to give him some pretty good field position here.
Yeah, first down and 10 inside the 40. College, your running back. Play action to College over the middle. Hunter Henry still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Corey Moore drags him down, but that's 28 more yards. Georgia missed a couple of tackles on that play. First and goal now.
Watch the tight end work his way in off the play action on the back end back here. Watch the play action. That freezes the linebackers, and then it gives Hunter Henry the entire middle of the field to work against. Georgia going zone, 2 deep safeties.
Here's Collins. He's down to the 7. Ramik Wilson on the tackle, and is there a flag?
Another flag's down right in the middle of the field around the 6-7 yard line. Jordan Jenkins is saying it's against Arkansas. A chop block.
Boy, didn't get the numbers for Matt Moore, but that's going to back it out to the 23-yard line.
I think it's big.
Dan Skipper, maybe?
Maybe.
Hard to miss Dan, 6'10", 325. Sophomore out of Colorado.
Yeah, I think that's exactly who it was.
So now it's first and goal from the 23. Georgia bringing some pressure. Allen over the middle. Oh, what a catch, Hunter Henry.
Grown man style.
16 yards.
Coming alive here in the second half. 2 big receptions from Hunter Henry, and watch him crossing again, finding a nice soft spot right in the middle of that Georgia defense, and that's well thrown by Brandon Allen. A little heat on him. It's not going to be perfect when you get pressured by a defense, but just find a way to complete passes.
From the 6, second and goal. Fake it again. Boy, they were trying to get that. Keon Hatcher came in motion back to the quarterback and then spun out of it, and Georgia read it all the way.
They're trying to outflank Georgia defensively, but credit Ray Drew and then Leonard Floyd not biting on it, and they were in pretty good position, and Allen had nowhere to go with it. Smart play. You know, don't get yourself in trouble trying to run it or dance around or wait for guys to get open. Throw that baby in the turf and come back and fight on third down. I like this kid's grit coming back from a shoulder injury.
They'll swing it to Williams. It'll now be fourth and goal from about the 3.5. Mike Thornton, first man there for the Bulldogs. This situation, you go for it?
I think he's tempted to do it because they need big points, and I would certainly go for it here. You need to get back in this game. I like it here. give a hard count if I'm Brandon Allen. See if I can get something free here. Get me a little bit closer.
Three tight end set. 4th and goal from the 4. Brett Bielema wants a timeout. Didn't get it. Wide open. Touchdown, Hunter Henry. What a throw from Brandon Allen. He backpedaled 15 yards and just heaved it, hoping a Razorback player would be there. And 84 was.
It's a play out of Gary Kubiak's book right there, out of his playbook. Tight end sneaking out the backside, roll the quarterback, and then watch Henry sneak out the backside, just put it there where you think he's going to be. Boy, that's awesome by Brandon Allen. And Brett Bielema will be, that'll be the timeout that he never got, that he's thankful of. Grateful that he didn't get that timeout.
Wow, things have dramatically changed here at War Memorial.
There's time on the clock. We're still playing, partner.
Interesting. Arkansas's had 2 drives here in the second half. They both resulted in touchdowns. This guy was the #1 tight end recruit coming out of high school in 2012. His skills are on display today here in Little Rock.
Dupree's got to play well. Zadarius Smith has to play well. They've got to stop the run. LSU's running game.
With Fain to kick it off. Isaiah McKenzie back about a yard deep. McKenzie out to the 23-yard line and be stopped right there. That'll give us a chance to go down and visit again with Laura Rutledge.
All right, Dave. Well, linebacker Martrell Spade has been a huge positive for this Arkansas defense today, and he's doing it in front of his hometown crowd. He's from Little Rock. He's also a captain today, and that's because quarterback Brandon Allen forfeited his captaincy to make sure that Spade could be a captain. He knew it would mean so much to Spade and his family, and certainly a situation where Allen shows his selfless acts. That's something that Bielema has continually stressed, those selfless acts winning over the team.
Thanks, Laura. And Spade's having a huge game. You know, this is his last time here in War Memorial at home, playing in front of the family and friends. And he's played a whale of a game. And when you think about his linebacker mates, Ellis out with a bone bruise on the knee, and Braylon Mitchell has been kicked out of the game for targeting. He's kind of a one-man band and part of the veteran linebacking corps goes.
He's stepped up, that's for sure.
Face mask, by the way, moves it out to the 40-yard line. Boy, not much happening for Chubb. A yard, maybe 2. Alan Turner coming up from a safety spot to make the play.
Tell you what, they've really gotten a lot better in run defense. And stout on that side of the ball. Wilson there making a nice play. Jermichael Wilson. Winston, I'm sorry.
You know, Georgia's been certainly run heavy and for all the right reasons, leading so big, but at some point, maybe you think they might start a little play action, trying to throw the ball a little bit like they did in the first half. Conley, got to make a man miss, does so. Here comes Turner in to clean up the mess, but Conley will pick up about 4.5 yards. Alan Turner with his 5th tackle today.
He started this game picking on Collins, the corner to that side. Now he's there to make a play on Conley. And you just have to come up under control. You're there to make a play. Don't allow him to sidestep you. Just keep him within your frame, make a nice tackle, or at least hold on until someone gets there and you don't find yourself in 3rd and 5. It's around 3rd and 10, actually, if he's able to make that open field tackle. Here comes a blitz.
Right through the hands of Conley. Good coverage. Collins all over Conley on that throw. And now it's 4th down.
This has been a total turnaround.
Yes.
Rob Smith, the defensive coordinator, who learned under Norm Parker defensively. They have turned
Georgia away here in this second half. Another score, and we got a ball game because we still have an entire 4th quarter to play.
That ball will hit around the 20 and take a Georgia roll inside the 15. A 42-yard punt.
How about that?
Well, we got some guys that probably be drafted playing in this game today. One of them, Jonathan Williams, with the carry. Reggie Carter brings him down, a gain of 3.
A proud moment for the day right there.
Well, that'll do it for the third quarter that was owned by the Razorbacks. They come out and score a couple of touchdowns on their 2 possessions. 15 more minutes to play, but the fourth quarter has not been kind to this team. You got to go back 6 SEC games to find a fourth quarter point for this Arkansas club.
Yeah, that's tough.
They've been outscored 38-0 this year in the fourth quarter.
If they're going to get back in this one, that's got to change, and it's got to change dramatically. You see they are outscored 62-0 in the fourth quarter in overtime. That's amazing.
They have a chance to stop that streak. They've also lost 15 consecutive SEC games. Allen going up top. A lot of shoving and pushing, and flags come in.
And the day's going to come when I'm going to get my wish, Dave.
That's a spot foul.
Pass interference will become a spot foul in college. And I don't know why it hasn't.
Pass interference. Defense number 37. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Look at the Georgia coaches over there. They thought that was a foul against Wilson.
Yeah, and it's Wilson working against Bowman, who nice job, and could have let that one go. Actually, it was a little contact with Bowman and a shove at the end of it by Wilson, but I think they caught Bowman first.
Another Georgia penalty here in the second half is giving Arkansas some free yardage. From the 34, it's first down and 10. Boy, Allen under pressure. Jenkins chasing him down, and he just throws it out of bounds.
What a nice job. He sensed that Jenkins got out and was free and just outrace it. Watch Jenkins come from the bottom of your screen right there. He gets by Kirkland. I don't know if there's an injury to Dan Skipper or not, but Kirkland has moved from right guard out to left tackle. And he gets right, he goes right by Kirkland, and that's tough to do.
Luke Charpentier now at left guard, 75. Georgia brings 4. Hatcher can't hang on to it. More pressure from the Bulldogs force Allen to get rid of it before he really wanted to.
Man, I think Jeremy Pruitt has sensed that there's an offensive line change. Kirkland has gone out there and he just doesn't have, he's got good feet for a guard, but he doesn't have tackle feet, not yet. And he gets by him, and then Luke Carpenter, who's now the left guard, is giving way as well, and now they're just teeing off on the left side of this formation. No time on this side for Brandon Allen. He's getting constant pressure.
Another flag comes in over the middle, batted in the air, picked off. Bulldogs with another interception. Quincy Mauger to the 42-yard line. Brendan Langley got his hand on it and popped it up in the air, but let's wait for this flag.
Well, once again, the pressure in the face of Brandon Allen. He tries to throw this one off his back foot.
Illegal formation. 4 men in the backfield, more than 4 men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. First down.
Turnovers have just absolutely killed Arkansas today.
Now watch the pressure here. And he tries to throw it off his back foot into coverage late over the middle, and just bad things happen. Going to Hatcher, who is somewhat of his security blanket, along with Hunter Henry, the tight end, but it's tipped. It's tipped in the middle of the field and tipped by Brendan Langley, and then Mauger comes up with the interception.
You know what? You look at the 4 Georgia turnovers today that they've created. They had 5 last week. 4 interceptions and a fumble recovery. This team defensively is now plus 13 in the turnover to margin. They were 5th in the country coming in. They will be chasing down that top spot in that department. We know how important that statistical category is.
It's certainly important to Jeremy Pruitt. He just preaches and talks about turnovers all the time, and he is not afraid to bring blitz. He got there the last play with just the front four, but he has been pressuring Allen all game long.
Here's Chubb. He's hitting the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard.
Bad fight, and they were on the wrong side of it.
Mason going up top. Has Conley. Touchdown, Georgia. 36 yards.
It's been the matchup. Collins against Conley, and he's followed him around, but then he gets the double move, the out and up. You see the play action, but there's a double move on the outside where Conley goes outside and then turns up the field, and he gets behind Collins once again.
Here's the point after attempt from Marshall Morgan. He'll split the uprights.
Watch the double move here by Chris Conley. Most reliable receiver for Georgia. The double move. Collins takes it. It is timed up just right. And another touchdown pass by Hudson Mason. It's both teams in Mississippi and then Alabama on the road. They still have Auburn and LSU on the schedule.
Here's the kick from Marshall Morgan. That will send Eric Hawkins deep, and that'll come out to the 25-yard line. Certainly Georgia's put up 45 points today. They put up 34 in a shutout last week. But regardless, Nick Chubb has done a nice job. But Todd Gurley still under investigation by the University of Georgia, gathering their information, going to send it to the NCAA. When they get that completed, then the NCAA will determine, you know, if there is punishment beyond what's already occurred, 2-game suspension. Hopefully something will happen next week. But from a player standpoint, I think what I'm impressed with, when you lose a guy who's one of the best running backs in the last quarter century, this team, Andre, has not lost their focus at all.
Well, one thing about that is recruiting. And when you recruit well, you can replace good players. At some point, Todd Gurley was going to have to move on. And then it was going to be Nick Chubb's job, or it was going to be Sony Michel's job, or somebody. And they've recruited well where they don't feel it quite like maybe another university would feel it. But certainly he is a true talent. But then they just seem to have plugged in Nick Chubb, and they've rallied as a program around his loss, and they're better for it.
What a talent. I mean,
yes,
incredible
indeed.
talent. He is one of the most versatile tailbacks that's been down the pike, like I said, in so many years. And it's a shame that we've had to deal with this. Hopefully he'll get back on the field, because as a college football fan, you just want to see a guy like that.
Yeah, we were in Athens a couple of weeks ago, and I'm talking to a couple of NFL scouts, and they hadn't seen anything like Todd Gurley in a long time. A player that can certainly run with the football, but where he's, you know, kind of underrated is in pass protection as well as catching the ball out of the backfield. And he's returned a kickoff for over 100 yards for a touchdown. So he does it all.
And I credit Mark Richt, too, for the way he has handled this situation. He has answered all the questions to the best of his knowledge. He doesn't really know a whole lot more than what we hear through other outlets. There's another big catch by the tight end, Hunter Henry. He's still on his feet, down inside the 35. So another first down, and Arkansas moving the football. But, you know, I feel for Mark Richt and what he has to deal with. But at the same time, he's really kept his team focused, and kudos for that, because it can be a difficult situation in that regard.
I just hope that others learn from these types of situations with, you know, Johnny Manziel's stuff last year and Todd Gurley, his suspension this year, as well as what's going on down in Tallahassee with Jameis Winston. And I hope other players learn from this.
Well, Dan Skipper checks back in at left tackle. Let's see if that was big 63.
Snap infraction. Number 65 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Mitch Smothers.
And with the stuff in Tallahassee with Jameis, you know, I heard Jimbo Fisher say, well, I guess we're just going to have to stop autograph signing. No, you just start personalizing stuff. I've been in a few of those. I know how it goes. It's
Yeah.
to Jim, to Dave, to Kim Anderson. And you can continue, because then nobody wants it. But when you just
Wait a
sit
minute.
down.
If it's my name, come on. Somebody might want it.
I'm not saying that it's because it's your name. I'm saying it's not valuable when it's personalized. So if you're a college kid and if someone's asking you for an autograph and you're a star player, personalize it.
Great point. Great point.
You don't have to ignore and say, hey, I can't sign. Yeah, you can sign. What's your name? And then you put your signature on it with the name and a little message maybe. Takes a little longer, but sure saves you a lot of time when the NCAA comes knocking.
High throw. Swan makes the tackle on the far side as Hollister held on.
You think you can get that message to Jimbo for me? You're a Florida State alum. You know?
Yeah, I'm not real happy with the way things have transpired at my alma mater, but such is life.
Nice job of concentrating there. Arkansas going right down the field here.
Third down inside the 30 now. Let's see if Allen can keep the drive alive here. Jared Cornelius out of bounds, and he'll have the first down. And I'll tell you what, here's Brandon Allen's been beat up today. He's been hit left, actually left for a play or two back in the first half, but he is now 21 of 35, 226, 2 TDs, but 2 picks.
I love his toughness. I love his grit. He bounced right back from a shoulder injury when Leonard Floyd hit him, and he has hung in there and fought. Been pressured 6 times, and most of those have been big shots.
Over the middle. Big hit at the 5 inside. And the 5 goes Drew Morgan getting some work. Just the 3rd catch of the year for Drew. Dominic Sanders on the tackle, but it'll be 1st and goal now for the Hogs.
The sophomore out of Greenwood, Arkansas, Drew Morgan, showing some toughness, going over the middle and making a nice grab. He had an outstanding high school career. That's this last play here. Nice job by Brandon Allen, and there's Drew Morgan making a nice grab. His senior year in high school, Dave, 83 receptions, over 1,100 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Then he carried it. And then he carried it 82 times for 764 yards and 19 touchdowns. Talk about getting it done.
Actually went to the same high school. Excuse me, that was Kendrick Edwards. Randy Shannon, we talk about Randy Shannon, who's the linebacker coach at Arkansas. He started plucking some kids out of the Sunshine State. Up in the air, that ball is caught, touchdown Arkansas. The guy we were just talking about from the same high school as Randy Shannon makes the reception, 4 yards on the throw and catch.
Kendrick Edwards, a 3-star recruit by ESPN, a high school quarterback who was a wing T quarterback, very familiar with that offense, and look at him climb the ladder and make a nice play over Brendan Langley. Boy, Dave, 21 points were scored on turnovers by Georgia. Imagine what kind of game we'd have. Battle Florida today.
Georgia just took a timeout.
I think they were concerned that Arkansas was showing onside kick and onside kick formation.
You and I will be over in Fayetteville next week as we head to the northwest corner of the state, the Ozarks. Here's the onside kick. Georgia able to field it at the 48-yard line. So with 9:57 to go, the Dogs will have the football up 19. Dominated by an average of more than 30 points a game.
Well, guess who? Making that tackle, Martrell Spate again. Boy, did he close from inside out on Nick Chubb. He's playing like it's his last trip to Little Rock.
Nick Chubb today up to 22 carries, 152 yards. Georgia hoping they can get some help. Keith Marshall is getting closer to a return. Sony Michel probably still a week or two away from getting back to the practice field with a shoulder injury. That's a gain of 5 for Chubb. And certainly, you know, I mean, Todd Gurley could be available next week. We don't know. I mean, it could be, you know, rest of the season, could be back on the field next week.
It's never know how that situation is going to play out. I'd love to see him get back, though. I really would. Outstanding talent. Love watching him play, and he's a difference maker.
Georgia is off next week. I should say their next game. They have a off week coming up. On 3rd down and 4, Chubb gets a couple, and now you're back in that 4-down territory. Let's see what Mark Richt wants to do here.
Wouldn't be surprised at all if he doesn't go ahead and go for it here. Behind big Greg Pike, the right guard, who I really like to watch him play. First-year starter. He's a big guy that can move around. They like to pull him, but I think he just get downhill here. Just let this play clock run down and then maybe take a timeout and make a decision. There's big Greg Pike. He's a big lacrosse player.
Yeah, he's still learning the game, but they love Mr. Pike. They think he is just going to be a unbelievable talent.
Yeah, they say he's the most physical and athletic lineman of this group up front. There's some good ones. David Andrews, John Theus. They like the big fellow right there, and he had a nice game a couple weeks ago, and we got a chance to see him against Vanderbilt, and he's done some good things today.
Georgia will take the 5-yard penalty and punt it away. So here comes Colin Barber.
We'll leave him out there as on the punt team.
DJ Dean stands at the 10-yard line for Arkansas. Fair catch call for at the 10. 34-yard punt, 7:36 to play from Little Rock. 45-26, 7:36 to play in this one. Arkansas backed up to the 10-yard line. Allen throwing on 1st down, going up top. Just out of the reach, but almost. Let's see if a flag comes in. Yes, another pass interference. Demetrius Wilson again, along with Devin Bowman, going stride for stride.
Well, they found something with Wilson on Bowman.
Pass interference, defense number 37, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Just as Georgia has found something with Chris Conley working against Jared Collins. I mean, Bowman's got his hands on him. He knows it right away. The official had to search a little while for that flag, but then it came out. They found a matchup that they like, going right at that young man.
But not a spot foul in the college game, so they'll move it out to the 25. Allen will just throw it away. You know, I'm going to ask. I think about it our next session over the summer. We have rules, meetings.
Why?
Yeah,
it's not a spot foul?
You know, I was just kind of thinking about it. I'm not quite sure why.
I've been told that they want to keep the game separate from the NFL game, but there are already so many rules that are alike that should be one. That's one that totally makes sense to me. Some of the other ones don't, but that one makes sense.
2nd down and 10. Georgia bringing some heat again. Arkansas does a nice job picking it up, and the result is a gainer out over the 30 to 31. Hatcher on the reception. Damian Swan on the coverage. That's 9 stops now for the senior corner out of Atlanta.
Team's best route runner, Keon Hatcher, coming up with a nice grab. Good, strong, tough, physical receiver. Excellent hands.
Swan hobbles off. He's had a big game. He has been one of those swing guys, a corner, a safety. He's done it all for the Dogs. Allen I think a face mask.
Yeah, we're going to get maybe Herrera for a face mask here. It's either Herrera or Floyd.
Boy, Georgia's done a poor job of
closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, second half.
Personal foul. Freshman the face mask. 84 defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
That's the second big one on Leonard Floyd. He had the late hit out of bounds, and then now a face mask. He's going to go see Jeremy Pruitt for a little while, but yeah, just enough to get a flag call or thrown there.
Well, Georgia's had some big penalties here in the second half. All told, 8 for 91 yards this afternoon / this evening. Little dump off to Williams. He's being chased down.
You talk about
Wilson.
A poor job of closing. I think it's because of that big lead and the way they played in the first half. And it felt like an entire game to us. I think maybe they took their foot off the gas a little bit. Went ahead and put it on cruise control and then found themselves in a game with a physical team in Arkansas who started to get back in this game, and they had to figure out a way to ramp it back up.
Keon Hatcher on the reception. That's 7. That'll be good enough for a first down. You can move the chains for Arkansas, but the clock at 6:11, and it will start to move here as soon as the chains are set.
It is a team that they've got weapons. They can throw the football around. Brandon Allen, you mentioned it, threw it 40 times last week against Alabama.
Over the middle, incomplete. One hopped into Drew Morgan's arms.
Starting to get pressure just about every down. Late corner blitz by Bowman. Able to pick it up on the outside, and now Dan Skipper, he's back in there at left tackle. So I wonder what that rotation was about.
You look at Ramik Wilson. I don't want to go unnoticed. 14 tackles in this game today for 51. The SEC's leading tackler a year ago with 133 stops, having a huge game for the Dogs in the middle of that field. Up top, A.J. Derby with a great catch. Hit by Herrera. That's a gain of 23. So the tight ends for Arkansas have been big today between Derby and Hunter Henry.
I like this Arkansas pass attack. It spreads you out. They've got 2 excellent tight ends in Derby and Hunter Henry.
Allen will throw it again to the end zone. Boy, if Derby makes that catch. My goodness, no flag on the play. Sanders on the coverage. Derby now on the day, 27 of 44, 292.
Well, he almost one-pawed that one in, didn't he?
That's a good way to put it. One-pawed it in.
2 solid tight ends. It's hard to believe that Derby was playing quarterback. He was a backup quarterback last year to Brandon Allen when we last visited this team. Hunter Henry, we knew how good he was going to be, but 2 excellent tight ends.
Second down. Pressure comes. Hatcher slips out of his break. Actually, the reason he fell is he was held, and
Bowman again. I have Bowman in practice this week with boxing gloves on, so he can't grab.
Holding. Offense, defense, number 37 against an eligible receiver. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, a lot of teams did that when the NFL went to all the calls of holding or illegal contact. Started defensive backs in practice with boxing gloves on where you can't grab. You just got to use your technique and your footwork.
pass caught by Cornelius. That's a gain of 4 in the clock. Moving closer to 5 minutes.
To get in soon, like right now.
This play right now.
I like Hatcher, this matchup at the bottom with Hatcher on Bowman, who
hand it off, and Collins takes it in.
Right now, as you said.
Sebastian Tretola with a good block up front.
Watch Tretola, the left guard, and watch him work. Nice double team. They pull Kirkland around to kick out on Ramik Wilson, and it's a nice job of getting in the end zone there by Alex Collins, just following the block of big Denver Kirkland.
Arkansas will go for 2 again. They missed on their first opportunity today.
Maybe a sprint right.
They will flood the top of the field with 3 receivers. Collins stays in the game. A little quarterback run. Here goes Allen trying to work his way in. Did he get there?
He got turned away. It looked like Ramik Wilson somehow turned the body of Brandon Allen, and then he just kind of falls down. It looks like he slipped, maybe leg whipped by Sterling Bailey, number 58.
They're going to say he didn't get in.
I just love the body language of Nick Chubb. He's been there. Doesn't have to show you. Doesn't have to pound his chest. He just gets up and comes back for more.
Arkansas going to try to pooch this one in kind of that no man's land, but Georgia able to fall on top of it as Reggie Davis corrals it, and Georgia will have it with 5:01 to go in the game.
Why would you ever kick to Marcus Murphy?
I don't know. I mean, it's he is an unbelievable return man. He's developed into a pretty solid receiver slash running back. Matter of fact, he's probably a better receiver than he is a running back.
You know, play for a long time on Sundays because he's so versatile. You know, he can play as a third down back. You can line him up in the slot and have success that way. And you know how valuable field position is in the NFL. He can provide that to a team.
Georgia, all told, with 345 yards of offense. Arkansas's actually outgained the Dogs, 422 for the Hogs. Here's Chubb inside Arkansas territory, gain of 5. And Hudson Mason today, 10 out of 17, 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not flashy numbers, but he made some great throws today, especially early.
Got a few Dilfer dimes, huh?
Yes, he did. 8 yards for Chubb, and that'll be a first down for the Dogs.
A few dimes today to Chris Connolly and Michael Bennett. Solid. Chubb coming right downhill, right into your living room. Shoulder pads squared away and engaging Josh Williams.
You know, they said, Andre, after the game, 38 carries last week, that he was back in the weight room the next day. A lot of guys will take the day off, maybe go see the trainer.
Not that kid. And that's what you like about him. That's what you admire. He's a good student, but he loves the game as well and puts the work in.
183 yards on the ground for Chubb. Stays on his feet, falls forward to the 36-yard line. Give him 4 more.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle it.
Nick Chubb, boy, he's hit big time.
Spade again.
Martrell Spade. Coaches say he is the biggest hitter on this defense, and you just saw, look at that. 7 tackles.
He goes Mutombo on him.
2 tackles behind the line. 60 tackles on the year.
Watch 47 just flash.
Woo.
Hardest hitter on this defense, and then he gets up and Dikembe Mutombo's puts that finger up and says, no, 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 not on my watch.
Boy, Arkansas hurt themselves tonight. Turnovers, Georgia took advantage of them. Georgia with 9 turnovers they have created in the last 2 games.
They had 21 points off turnovers in this one.
All right.
It will be. It'll be interesting. They can stop the run. It's going to be really interesting.
There's Chubb. Still on his feet, down to the 20-yard line. He's now over 200 yards. And he'll say that'll be enough. Nick Chubb, welcome to the Southeastern Conference.
He welcomed himself in. Nobody welcomed him. He just stepped through the door and said, hey, I'm here. 30 carries, and 38 last week, and 202 yards. And look at that work. 161 of those after contact.
You know, an interesting statistic about Nick Chubb versus Todd Gurley. Nick Chubb coming into this game had been hit at the line or behind the line 48% of his rushes. Brendan Douglas on that carry. Now 48% of the time he's hit at the line or behind the line. But when you talk about Todd Gurley, he's only been hit at the line or behind the line 27% of his carries.
Wow.
How do you explain that? I mean, it's
good play up front. I mean, that's all offensive line where you're not having to engage tacklers at the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage. It's, you know, they're getting good push up front from guys like David Andrews and John Theus and Greg Pike and Houston on the other side.
So you're telling me they're not blocking very well for Nick Chubb, but they block well for Gurley?
Well, you know, it'll change. Trust me. Just got to get a feel and a rhythm.
Here's Douglas running hard. Boy, he had a touchdown flip in the end zone against Missouri last week. That was definitely highlight reel touchdown run for 22. Sophomore out of Augusta.
Remember when Gurley came out of high school, he was a sprinter. So he's a little bit faster and a little bit more breakaway speed than Chubb, but I don't know that you lose a whole lot. You lose some playmaking ability from Gurley, but Chubb has been more than serviceable in his absence.
Well, apparently if you hit him behind the line, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
161 yards after contact today for Chubb.
Some guys like that. They like the contact, running through arm tacklers.
Here's Douglas again. This clock closing in on 1 minute to go. Josh Williams, who's playing for the injured Brooks Ellis, with 11 tackles, the sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale. And that will be a first down. And that'll just do it for Georgia. They'll line up in our
favorite formation.
The victory formation coming up for Georgia, and kudos to the Dogs for this little 2-game road trip.
Look at that, 208 yards, rushing yards, and Chubb's over 200. 202 of that is his.
Boy, what a job. Georgia led 38-6 at halftime. Arkansas didn't quit. Georgia kind of helped them in the second half a little bit. But the deficit was too big at intermission. Georgia goes on the road and they win again. The Dogs will go to 6-1, 4-1 in league play. Arkansas goes to 3-4, 0-4 in conference play, and the streak against conference opponents will reach 16 now. Consecutive losses for Arkansas. Let's go downstairs, Laura.